Life is full of ifs, but if you want to cash flow like a pro and get paid up to 2 days early, safeguard against surprises and supercharge your savings, Regions Life Banking makes it possible.
Regions Bank, embrace the if in life.
Regions Bank, member FDIC.
Broadcasting live from the Subaru of Gwinnett studio inside the Gas South Convention Center in Duluth, Georgia, it's time for Gwinnett Business Radio. Gwinnett Business Radio is presented by Regions Bank, Brave the Beginning, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. And hello again, everybody, and welcome to Gwinnett Business Radio. Mike Samet alongside not Stephen Julian. He's actually in Chicago today, but the one and only Harper LaBelle. And actually, Harper, I'm not beside you. I'm across the table from you because we've got a full house today.
We couldn't be any further apart right now while still being in the palatial studios here in the Gas South District.
Yeah. You know, Stephen's in Chicago today. Do you have any stories from your NFL days of playing in Chicago?
I didn't go to Wrigley Field. I bet you he's going to drive by.
Yeah.
As the baseball fan that he is, or maybe Comiskey, or both on the same day.
But you played at Soldier Field, right?
I did.
All right.
Yeah. You know, Mike, to start the show, love is what makes a Subaru a Subaru. You can enjoy the big savings and the hassle-free experience at Subaru of Gwinnett, where people sell cars. You can visit SubaruofGwinnett.com and join their family today, or you can come in and see the difference. They're located at 2950 Satellite Boulevard in Duluth. Their sales number is 470-824-3860. If you're already a Subaruist, then you can check out their Facebook page for the latest news, offers, and community events. That's Subaru of Gwinnett.
So we've got a full house. It's a very special episode that Stephen is missing, but we are glad to be here today. This episode today is going to be focused on the Duluth Business Association.
And we're going to take care of all the ladies here.
Yes.
Because
it's Ladies' Day.
The guys that are watching, they weren't given a microphone.
No.
There's no room at the inn for them.
No. So we're going to...
So it's ladies' night, even though it's in the middle of the afternoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lisa Thompson is the president of the Duluth Business Association. And Lisa, welcome, and thank you for coming, and thank you for bringing pretty much all of your board. We got 3 on the air. We got several that are sitting and watching. But thank you for coming by this morning.
Thank you so much, Mike. We're very happy to be here and have this opportunity. Thank you for inviting us.
Absolutely. I'm going to give you a really, really tough question now, Lisa. You ready? Tell me about the Duluth Business Association and who you guys are.
So I'm going to start with we worked on this, so this is a very short, concise way to say who we are and what we do. And we really exist as an open networking opportunity in a unique, relaxed environment. We're inviting business owners to interact socially while building their relationships. We definitely want to make it fun. And ultimately, we want to impact our economic development and improve our relationship with the Duluth community.
Wonderful. Well, tell me who you brought with you today.
So I brought my board members. I brought Charisse Excel with Home Access Mortgage.
Hello.
We have Michelle Parrish with Crosspoint Realty.
Hello, Michelle.
Hello.
And we have the lovely Michelle Alcorn with Rainbow Village.
And hello, Michelle.
Hello.
You didn't call the others. You didn't call the others lovely, and now you.
I know. All of a sudden, I'm the
I know.
lovely
Unfortunately,
Michelle.
that just
Michelle with one L and the lovely Michelle with 2 L's.
The lovely and talented. When you put both of those together, you can always have a great comment and usually get someone to smile. When did you feel that it was important for you to not to necessarily change, but to take different responsibilities with the Duluth Association and to try to make it grow? Was there a specific time, or was there somebody that said, we need this, or we should do this? You're smiling.
yes.
You have an answer for me already. That's good.
It's
I love to hear
pretty simple.
Tell us.
So in 2019, I had been on the board. At that time, they really would kind of figure out every year who was going to be the president. And so they just came to me because I was coming to the meetings, and they said, would you be the vice president? Because at that time, the vice president then became the president. And I really, that really wasn't one of my agenda at the time. But, there's this little voice that said, this is going to be really good for you. And I said, Another reason I probably wouldn't want to do it. But I said, listen, I'll just go ahead and do it. So that's how it started. So this is at COVID, right? So we went through COVID as vice president. After COVID is when I really took the seat as president, because that was the progression. And then that's when things changed. So it was really important for us to get a handle on where our membership was, on getting back to an in-person meeting and figuring out what really our members wanted in terms of how to grow the organization.
So you're a good listener. You listened to the members and you said, hey, what do we need? And you tried to enact some of those needs, and the growth. There's always going to be someone, hey, we'd love to have you be a part of the community. And has that been a challenge for you in terms of getting additional growth?
Being a part of community is something we learned about in our focus meeting that we had with our members. And they were all very interested in going out and developing relationships with Rainbow Village and Spectrum and the other. We have like 7 nonprofits in our organization. So that provides us with a lot of opportunity to interact with the community.
Yeah, and for it to grow and for you guys to all, hey, we all have common goals here too, right? Help the community in one and grow as a business, and how, hey, I'd love to have this input, that input from people that are around. Hey, I had this problem, but I was able to overcome it with certain things that I was able to do, and just gaining experience with one another. Isn't that part of what you're trying to do as well?
Everybody wants to meet new people. And when we can help someone, we can identify an issue, that's great. But everybody wants to meet new people, and that's what we're really focusing on. An environment where you want to come, where you know you're going to be welcomed. The very first time you walk through the door, you're not going to feel like you're in a club. You're going to feel like you're part of the family. Because that's what we want, and that kind of intimacy and sharing, because that's what our namesake is. That's what our trademark is.
So even Mike could be a part of the family? You're okay with that?
I am part of the family.
Yes, he is. Part of the family.
Business RadioX is a proud member of the Duluth Business Association as we honor the DBA today. But all of you, of course, have, just like we do here at Business RadioX, you have your regular 9-to-5 jobs. So, Lisa, you're with Thompson Hypnotherapy. Hypnotherapy.
Think hypnosis with therapy.
I know better. It's my alarm didn't go off this morning, so I'm still like half groggy over here. But tell us all about Thompson Hypnotherapy.
Well, Thompson Hypnotherapy is a partnership with me and my husband, Ken Thompson.
He's a decent guy, isn't he?
He's a decent guy. He's a keeper. He's what we call a keeper. So basically, I help people take it to the next level. So there's hundreds of kinds of therapies out there. And the reason that hypnotherapy is so much more successful with any type of accomplishment that you want to make or change that you want to make in your life is that it allows us to really develop the subconscious mind and how it interacts with your daily activities and make permanent behavioral change. That's the difference between talk therapy, where you're just talking, and yes, you can make some change, but it can be kind of temporary, as opposed to getting something that's integrated into your entire mind,
all right,
your entire system.
Gotcha. Charisse, you're with Home Access Mortgage. Tell us about Home Access Mortgage.
Well, we're a small boutique wholesale broker. I'm a mortgage lender. I'm also a certified divorce lender. I work with divorce professionals. I know it's unusual.
A certified divorce lender.
lender.
What does that mean? I've never heard
How do you
that.
get certification for that?
You have to pay. No, I'm not kidding. You have to pay a lot of money. No, you take a class and you understand the different strategies of getting divorced and what it means at the end of divorce, how to have a home afterwards. And we do strategies with the divorce team. So I have a divorce lawyer, got a divorce mediator, you've got a divorce real estate agent. They're all certified to work with divorcing homeowners. And we try to help so it doesn't get out of hand, and also so that people understand that there is life after divorce, and what does that look like for them? Are they going to be able to own a home? And so we work with them and we help them, achieve that goal.
Interesting. Great stuff. All right, Michelle with 1L, Crosspoint Realty.
That's me. So Crosspoint Realty is a small real estate brokerage firm based in Duluth, actually.
Do you call it, like everybody else I know that says it's a small firm, they call it a boutique firm?
Well, yeah, I guess, if you know.
All right.
So, we're primarily residential.
Okay.
And I work primarily Metro Atlanta, a little bit up into North Georgia. But being the type A personality that I am, I also have another business.
Why am I not surprised?
I am also part owner of a woman-owned civil engineering firm, Genesis Engineering Collaborative. So we do land development. We do a lot of adaptive reuse projects, redevelopments, shopping centers, things like that. So,
Okay.
you know.
Thank you. Michelle with two L's. Now, we're all familiar, at least our Business RadioX family is familiar with Rainbow Village. We've had them on plenty of times. Great organization. Tell us about Rainbow Village.
Rainbow Village is a transitional housing program, and what makes us different is that we really work with families, so there has to be at least one child under the age of 18 to be eligible for our program. So they can live, families in our apartment complex right in downtown Duluth for up to 2 years while they're participating in our program. And the program's designed to help them build a roadmap, so to speak, towards what success looks like for them. So we're all about trying to equip them, teach them, come alongside them, encourage them. We actually refer to the program team as success coaches because we feel like that they're really coaching them and not doing the work for them, but being their cheerleader and all the things that a coach does from the sidelines, making sure that you are able to, get on the playing field and win.
Okay. You all serve on the board of the Duluth Business Association, but as you can see, Lisa, you're made up of organizations of all different sizes, types, kinds. It's an amazing variety of businesses and organizations.
It is, and we pride ourselves on representing our entire membership. So we pride ourselves on we're really thrilled that we have a nonprofit on the board. We have a bank on the board. We want to make sure that the voting body represents the membership body, whether they attend the meetings or not.
Duluth Business Association, what makes your networking organization unique among all the other networking organizations out there?
Well, I think it's a relaxed, informal atmosphere. I think that's what's really attractive. You walk in and everyone's greeting you, making you feel like you're already part of the group, and asking about you, and you're interested in there. I think that there isn't the formality of, okay, we do have a meeting, there is where Lisa, discusses certain points. But the main thing is that you feel like you can talk amongst each other. It's not like there's a meeting and, okay, everybody be quiet, I'm in charge now, and y'all just listen. We get to interact with each other. So it's very nice. It's very relaxed. That's what I really liked about it when I walked in. I felt very welcomed.
Sharice, you mentioned before we came onto the air that you're an Air Force brat, so to speak. You've been around the world, technically, but you've lived a lot of your life in Georgia. What eventually took you to Duluth, and then how did you get involved with the association?
I love Duluth. I mean, that was when my husband and I transferred from California. The person he was working with told him to come to Duluth. It was a very small community at the time because I've been here almost 30 years. And
so mid-90s, give or take?
Yeah, mid-90s. Yeah, mid-90s. And it was such a cute community, very small. It was very charming in its own way. It's grown up a lot, and it's absolutely beautiful now. But what brought me to Duluth Business Association is I was looking a way to network and to meet people within my own community. And I just went online, and I said, is there a Duluth Business Association? And they came up. And it's been actually very wonderful for me.
Lisa mentioned that she took over the power, if you know what I mean, back in 2019, right before COVID. When did you first get involved?
I was just thinking about that. Is it been 2 or 3 years? I want to say 2021, maybe 22. Time goes fast since COVID. It's hard for me to keep track.
Well,
of
I'm
time.
just thinking of other business leaders that might be listening or have an interest in eventually wanting to be a part of the association, and what would be the first step? So what were they for you? And you mentioned that it was easy. You liked the place anyways. I mean, since I've been here in the early 90s, the Fall Festival, of course, and there's some things that happen downtown that are very unique. It's a small town. The train still goes through. The history of really the United States with the trains and the depots, and that this was the center of this little town. It was connected because of the rails, and now it's connected for a lot of other different reasons. But your ability to just cross over and say, I want to know more about it. It was a pretty easy step for you, is that correct?
It was, and I think that because of Duluth Business being so open and so friendly, I think that, and we get to hear about the city of Duluth at our meetings, which I love that too, to find out what's going on and how to connect and the different activities and events. That's part of our meeting. But I think that for me personally, it's the relaxed walking in and feeling like you're welcome. because I've been to other associations, and this is what I like. For me personally, I think it's easy for a person who's interested in with their business and wants to network. I think, and they live in Duluth, or their business is in Duluth. This is the association.
Let me get down to basics real quick. What is the cost to join?
$125 a year.
$125 a year is all it takes.
That's all it takes.
What are the benefits of being a DBA member, and what are your members looking for?
I think one of the things that our members is looking for, and we found this out when we did the focus group, what was it, it was right after COVID, 2 or 3 years ago. Gosh, I lose track of time too. They are actually, mentioned that they want to get involved and that they want to form new connections. I think somebody said, you want to meet new people. And they want to meet new people, but they want to be able to see some of the same people again and really have a personal connection and not just a situation where sometimes, you feel like it's forced networking. I got to, meet 5 people before I leave, or, just kind of stressed out when you get in there. That's not our environment at all. And I think people, they said they wanted that. The other thing they said they wanted was that they wanted to get to know what the needs were in the local community. And that's what Lisa said. And I have the privilege of being on the board as the nonprofit representative. And it's really heartwarming that the people that are in our organization want to know what are the issues in our community. And for Rainbow Village, a lot of people don't know about hidden homelessness, and that's something that's right here in our community. And it's shocking to me that people don't know about it, but then again, it's an opportunity for people to learn what the issues are right here in our community and how they can get involved. We've done everything from providing a food drive for the local Duluth co-op. We did a pillow drive for Rainbow Village so that every family that comes in, gosh, we got enough pillows to last a year. It was awesome. But, those are things that people learn about the needs in the community from us individually, and then we can respond to that and do something at our meeting that shows like the benefit of, a lot of people coming together to do something small and resulting in really being able to impact the community and move the needle on the things that are important to them.
So what do you all believe motivates people to want to keep coming back to DBA meetings?
I think part of it is just, and we've said it before, the friendly atmosphere. As a board, we're aware before the meeting, the guests that have signed up to come. So we have their names, and we try to seek them out. So I think that goes into helping people feel comfortable, feel like we want them there. And then going forward, it's like a family. We come back because we want to see our friends. And then out of that comes business, doing business with each other.
And I'll add on to that, Michelle, too. Every time I see one of you, I think I see 6 of you. It's like you all hang out together all the time.
We do.
Well, let me ask you, because Harper was asking some of the other members, what brought you to the Duluth Business Association? How'd you get involved?
So I've been a member probably longer than most.
Than anyone.
Yeah,
Yes. You were the original member, weren't you?
How many
Way back.
How many members now?
70.
70 members, okay.
Right.
So I became a member maybe 10 years ago when it was the Duluth Merchants Association. And I did it, as Sharice did, just to meet people in the Duluth community. But it's definitely evolved, and I think that's what's so great about the Duluth Business Association is that we constantly are evolving to try to change with what people want now.
What our members want.
What our members want.
Right.
Well, this is Michelle Parrish with Crosspoint Realty. Thank you, Michelle. And there's 2 Michelles. That's why we're kind of announcing. So my question to you, this might be a little difficult, but I would think that there are some people that they join just because of what I can get. Right?
Sure.
I want to get something. I want to get new customers, or I want to have new clientele. What I'm hearing right now, not that isn't a part of it, but you're looking for people that can give as well. So the question is, for the person that says, well, my only motivation is to see if I can grow my sales, let's say. It may not be the right place for you because you're trying to help the community first, is the way I'm gathering it. And then when you do that, there'll be people that are around there go, hey, I know enough about your business, I can help you out. I have 3 friends, I have 3 neighbors, I know somebody is going to move. And 2 of you are in the mortgage business. There's always people that are moving to and from. But is there a sense of that's a part of what you guys, I don't want to define it so clearly that it could only be one or the other, but For the person that is saying, I don't know if this is right for me because I don't know if I'm going to get my $125 value out of this, what would you say to them?
So what I would say is that you'll get way more than your $125 value just in the food and the drink. But I think what I would say is we probably do have some people that come in with that mindset. I'm coming in to get business. But I think once they get in, they see that there's more to it than that. And I think for us, we all realize that you do business with people that you like. And so once you come into the group and you start developing relationships, I think you see that bringing a pillow to a meeting helps the community.
Not because Lisa puts you to sleep or anything. Okay.
Not a chance.
But, I think that you realize that that's what will really get you business in the end.
So
Helping each other out. Yeah.
And I really pride myself, and because our group is so diversified, and I really feel like networking is all about, the individual decides what they want to get out of the group. Any group, not just our group, but any group. I always encourage people that what you're doing outside the meeting is where that's your work. That's in any networking organization. I get it. There's hunters out there, and if that works for them, come in and hunt and leave. Come in and visit and leave. If you just want to come one time and blast us with your event or whatever it is you're doing, we want you to come and get whatever it is you need. But like the girls have said, most of the people come and they're like, okay, I can do something with this.
Well,
we're really willing to meet.
They arrive and they're thinking maybe just what you said, but then all of a sudden they feel that something's different about this group. So you have 3 of your board members here. I'm going to put you on the spot, Lisa. Give some recognition to your other board members, and if you can remember what their companies they're with.
The others who aren't here?
Go ahead and tell them.
Go down the list.
Yeah, go down the list and the companies that they represent.
Okay, so Holly Norman couldn't be here with us today. She's our secretary. And by the way, we are a working board, so everybody who's on the board can expect to be doing some kind of vital operational activity.
Okay.
We don't farm that out to our members. We do all that ourselves. So Holly handles our emails and getting those 4 emails with all the pertinent information out to our membership and our contacts. Karen Walker's with us today as an observer, and she was here to back us up in case somebody had an emergency, which is awesome, when you come for that reason. And Karen's
the treasurer, right?
Is the treasurer.
So if I needed money, Mike and I needed anything, we go see. We should.
So we
Yeah. You're gonna have to come and present your need to the board.
So
We have a formal process for that, by the way.
Protocol, Mike. Protocol.
I was thinking we need to just be sucking up to Karen. Okay.
So Holly Norman is with Remax, and she has her own office of Remax Realty. And Karen Walker is with McClellan Associates, CPAs. And we get a bonus with Karen because we also get an incredible bookkeeper that comes with the package, and her name is Barbara McClellan, and she does an awesome job getting us our financials every month. It's so perfect. Paul Shin is also here, and he's taking photographs for us as well. Paul Shin is on the board, and he's with Loyal Trust Bank. And then we have Benjamin King.
Wait, you do have men on the board?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Got to
Just
have a
making sure.
fair. So I try to keep that really balanced. Balance is my middle name. Benjamin King is with Pet Once of Johns Creek, and he is our signage man. Paul is our website man. He handles all the updates and really, if we want to, when we want to upgrade and do new things on the website, he's there for us with that. He's much more savvy. He's our IT guy. Right?
I gotcha.
Benjamin does our signage, and generally, if whatever needs to be done at a meeting that requires a body, Benjamin will do it. It's great.
Charisse, what is your job on the board?
I take photos.
Okay.
At the meetings.
At the meetings.
Okay.
At the meetings. I love doing that. I get to meet everybody once or twice.
Yeah, that's the fun
That's
job.
a fun one, yeah.
Yeah. Michelle with 1L, your role?
I do the Facebook page.
Okay. And that's important.
Got to have some social media.
So you need Sharice.
Yes.
We work
or
together.
You work together.
We do.
Michelle with 2 L's.
I am the past secretary, so I recently turned that job over to Holly. But now I do pretty much whatever I'm needed, like to fill in. But my favorite job at the meeting is when I do our social media commercial and ask everyone
my
to please
gosh.
take out their telephones, this thing that we always use, and if they are a LinkedIn or a Facebook or, user, to make sure that they're liking us, commenting, sharing, those kinds of things.
Okay. So we've talked about what the DBA is all about. I'm going to ask a question to kind of change it a little bit and see if the answer is different. The purpose. What is the purpose of the DBA?
Oh, I got that nailed down. The purpose of the DBA is to become the contact point for anyone who lives in Duluth and is doing business in Duluth, and anyone who lives outside of Duluth and wants to do business in Duluth. We are the start, the beginning, and the end. That's our goal.
Okay.
We're it. If
Okay.
you want to do business in Duluth, you need to be part of this organization because we're plugged in, we're hooked up, and we want to pass that on to the other people who want to do business in Duluth or who are doing business in Duluth.
Our audience here at Business Radio X, as you might imagine, business owners, executives, decision makers, entrepreneurs, people like that. If we've got them now hook, line, and sinker now, they're saying, hey, I want to be a part of this fabulous family. What do they need to do?
Easiest thing is to go to our website. It has the information about the upcoming meeting. And
shame on us being 25 minutes into the show and not having given the website yet. Let's make sure we give that.
DuluthBusiness.org.
DuluthBusiness.org. Okay, so go to
But
the
all
website.
the information about the next meeting is on there, and it gives you information about how to sign up or RSVP for that.
So you can take a test drive of the car before buying the car.
Sure.
All of our
Absolutely.
first-time visitors are guests at no charge. So
Okay.
anybody who wants to come, who hasn't come to a DBA meeting, is welcome to come as our guest.
You guys have done an amazing job representing the Duluth Business Association. Is there anything else, any other message we want to get out before we have this big announcement about what's happening in 2024? Anything else?
Just one thing, there's a lot of ways for your 125 that you are going to get back. You're going to have an online directory listing, and there are opportunities for sponsorship in our organization that start as low as $100, and that is something where you get face time in front of people that you don't get in other groups for that cost. And that's what we want to do. We want to give people opportunities where they can build their exposure, but they're not ready for the big time money yet.
Lisa, you've mentioned a lot of interesting things here. What's changed over the past couple of years? Because I'm seeing, or at least listening to the social media aspect and different things that probably weren't a part of the Business Association a few years ago. But you mentioned the COVID and how that's helped you to rally and you became in charge. What are some of the changes that you're seeing from a technology standpoint? You got Paul over here who fixes everything and takes pictures, and you got other folks that you want to get your message out.
Well, so we have a campaign going so that we can unify our website, our emails, and our Facebook, so that the message that we're getting out to the public is consistent. That's a lot of work that we did this year. And then, the biggest thing is that we're not really operating year to year anymore. It used to be kind of like, okay, this is the year, this is the president, move on, it's a whole new game next year. Ever since the COVID passed, since 2021, I've been leading the organization, and the organization supports the concept that we want to have a long-term picture that's carried on year by year, so we can actually grow and become a greater organization rather than kind of reinventing the wheel every year.
Yeah.
That's the
Well, I
biggest
grew up in
change.
the era of IBM typewriters and carbon paper and
Me too.
carrier pigeons, right? Was the way to send a message. And now the younger kids don't communicate the same way. So how do you get younger business owners to be interested in what you're doing?
It's true that younger people pretty much want to hang out with them.
Well, Michelle didn't like this phone thing here that I'm holding up, and I just put down on the ground. But you know what? That's the way they communicate. So I consider myself doing myself a disservice by not communicating with younger people in the way that they communicate.
So if you're not into in-person networking,
Shaking hands, actually looking at somebody
actually
in the same
looking
room.
somebody and having a conversation, that's what we're all about.
Well, that will never go away. that will never go away. I mean, you're never going to grow a business just doing it by being behind a computer or a phone and not actually talking to people face to face.
That's what I think. That I think there are a lot of online businesses that really never deal with people.
Yeah.
Right, for sales. Yeah. And that's not who we are. We're really about connecting.
Let me ask this last question. Listen to what I do here. What is a reason you would not want to join the Duluth Business Association?
There is no reason, is there?
There's no reason.
There's no reason.
Nothing but crickets.
We want to do our best to make everyone feel happy and welcome, and to support them. And I will say that sometimes we can't actually do what someone would like us to do, or it doesn't fit our organization. But we're certainly going to listen, and we're certainly going to figure out. Is there a workaround for that, or is there, what can we do? That's our attitude. What can we do? How can we make this better?
I think I have an idea how to make this better, but I'll let you make the announcement. You've got some big plans for 2024. Can you let us in on a secret?
It's pretty exciting. So this is sort of a launch. In other words,
this is a prequel.
Thank you.
In movies, they call them prequels.
This is the place where we went to come to get our podcast experience, because next year we want to do 4 podcasts, and those first opportunities, not only for sponsorship but for being on the show, will be for our members, another member benefit. So this is really important to us because we feel like this is bringing us into a better state of the art for
that younger generation.
The younger generation, and just to be in at the top of the game and what you can do. Right?
Another reason to join the Duluth Business Association.
Because you won't get a podcast. I mean, unless somebody's giving it to you for free, which isn't really a good business practice. You won't get this prize and be able to take advantage of this technology for the money that we're asking.
I am proud to announce that Business RadioX will be part of that process, as will be your producer.
It really
and
was
distributor.
all Mike. I wouldn't even have thought about it, but Mike saw an opportunity, and I could see the vision.
And your whole board can see the vision. And we thank you for coming on. We thank the entire board for all they do. And thank you, ladies, for coming. Was this fun? Did you enjoy it today?
Yeah, it's great.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Great. And the website, again, is duluthbusiness.org. Harper, do you have any final words down there? Way at the other end of the table?
Way down here. Well, congratulations on the launch. Don't have a final date yet, but the neat thing about that is that you're going to have a completely different way of being able to advertise what you do and who you do business with, and allow them to excel in explaining what their business is all about and make Duluth even bigger and better for everybody. I know when I pass through, I don't want to drive too fast because the police fine us. Yes. I don't want to get a siren behind me, but there's so many other reasons to go through Duluth and to stop and to see the town and what has happened. And you guys are all making something better. And I see by the smiles on your faces that you really enjoy that you're a part of it.
It's pretty exciting. It's always kind of fun to be a part of something that's going somewhere, right?
Absolutely.
It's a good train to be on.
And our next meeting is November 14th at Spectrum Autism in downtown Duluth.
There you go. We'll see you there then.
Brand new facilities there. Let's pay respect here to one of our sponsors. We're here to help your business financial future to stay on track. Regions Commercial Banking. It has a team of experienced bankers in Gwinnett who can guide you in all areas of your growth. Get the reassurance you need so that every step that you can move closer to your business goals. You can learn more by visiting regionsbank.com/commercial banking. That's Regions Bank, member FDIC.
All right. Again, everybody, thank you so much for your time. Duluth Business Association, duluthbusiness.org. It's a great organization. Lisa Thompson, Michelle Parrish, Michelle Alcorn, and Charisse Excel. That's a great last name. That's a cool last name. Thank you so much for joining us. And Harper, thank you. And until next time, Mike Salmon saying so long. You've been listening to Gwinnett Business Radio on Business Radio X.